Hello, Alden Altuney here. It's with great pleasure that I introduce our amazing guest coming to us all the way from New Delhi in India. We have the amazing Asutosh Kant coming to us today. He is one of the Speakers Tribe India leaders. I'm one of the Speakers Tribe Queensland leaders, which is how we met through the amazing Speakers Tribe. And this man is extraordinary. We're going to be talking about the $1 Million Hello today. And before I introduce him, I would love to tell you a little bit more about Asutosh. Now, he is actually a futurist and a business thought leader. He's an entrepreneur with over 20 years of expertise in successfully managing his IT company. He's a qualified engineer with an MBA in finance from premium institutes in India. He's an empathetic person. He believes in empowering the people in his network to formulate strategic relationships for both business and personal growth. His strongest qualities are his skills in initiation and in the swift execution of ideas. With his robust interpersonal and intuitive skills, he recognizes the power of connecting people with the right resources to unlock their full potential. He lives his life from a paradigm of giving and builds strong bonds that support others, and I can attest to that. If you are part of his powerful network, he will go the extra mile to ensure that you are driven in the right direction. He is known as a power connector with his circle of influence. He's a keynote speaker and presents in front of audiences across India, Australia, Singapore, the US, and Dubai. That was just during the lockdown period. He is the co-author of 3 Amazon #1 bestsellers, Revive and Thrive, Garden of Hope, and Unstoppable Courage. And recently had yet another successful international book launch for Make a Difference. Each of these books have been published in association with global authors. As I mentioned earlier, he's a Speakers Tribe India leader. Speakers Tribe India rocks. They're amazing. And he's also a global tribe leader who creates massive value for the tribe members who are a close family to him. From New Delhi, India, welcome, Asutosh.
Thank you, Aldwyn. What an opportunity. I know it's an honor and it's my privilege to be interviewed, by none other than the media queen of Queensland. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Asutosh. You're too kind. You're too kind. I must say, just on the point of Speakers Tribe India, I absolutely love Speakers Tribe India. I had the great pleasure to speak at one of your events. There were about 70 people there for Christmas, and we had the amazing Sam Cawthorne and Kate that appeared as well, which was brilliant. And what an amazing tribe. I was blown away by the vibrancy, the gratitude, the energy of the Speakers Tribe India. And of course, it comes from great leadership, doesn't it? To have an amazing tribe like that. You are one of the leaders, and you said you brought Speakers Tribe India to New Delhi. Is that correct?
Yes, the first tribe was started in Delhi way back in February 2019, and then it's been a big journey for me. I have transformed myself being on this platform and made some great friends, met amazing influencers, and I can tell you, India Tribe, everyone is a leader here. They are great influencers. They are all giving. If you've been in their proximity, they're all giving. It's not about India. It's about probably everything comes from Sam Cawthorne himself, because the kind of idea is created for all of us. Even the global tribe, I have found the kind of love and the respect we have for each other. That's something great. That's something great.
That's true. Speakers Tribe is an amazing group of people. It's by the tribe, for the tribe. Speakers Tribes all over Australia, India, Singapore, where it's all over the place. Where is it? New Zealand?
So you guys are walking everywhere now.
Yes, it's growing rapidly, Speakers Tribe, and it is a phenomenal group to be involved in. So check out Speakers Tribe. And apart from that, Asutosh, you have an amazing list of credits there, I must say. What an extraordinary man You are. So can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing in India? What was your childhood like?
So I've been brought up in a very educated family. My father himself was an engineer. My grandfather was a engineer, and we are families of engineers and doctors. And my childhood was great. I studied in one of the top schools in Delhi, and then after completing, I was an average student, although, but after completing my schooling, I went to do my engineering, mechanical engineering, and from there I enrolled myself into the B school, and all my education was funded by my father, right? So I've been privileged enough that all the education years, 22 years of my education, has been, my father worked hard and then educated as well, and then from there the journey started, and then I started my own entrepreneurship in 2001, and since then I've been carrying on.
Fantastic. Well, my dad's actually a civil engineer, would you believe, Asutosh? He worked at Maritime Services Board in Sydney for 18 years. My
Oh,
father, my father did, yes. So I have some engineering blood in the family, and I would say I was very much more the creative side of the family. My brother's a optometrist; he was very scientifically minded as well. So I know it's a very technical field, engineering, and it takes quite a lot of skill to be able to do that.
so in fact, the best part is my father is a mechanical engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer. My brother is a mechanical engineer. My sister is a biotech engineer. She's also a PhD from IIT Delhi. So we all
Wow.
together, it's an engineer's family.
Ah,
And then my cousins are doctors and whatnot. They're all uh, doing very, very well.
all highly educated. Wow. And what's it like in India? Now, I've only ever been to Bombay Airport, and I must say I love the Indian clothing and jewelry, and I love the culture of India. What's it like growing up there? I know there's a lot of poverty in parts of India. So what's it like, growing up in an atmosphere where I guess you have probably wealthy people and not so wealthy people in your environment?
So I've been privileged in being born in a middle class family, where I had enough things for me. I'll not call it a very luxurious life, but I never had to wait for anything. I got it. So because of being part of the educated family, so we had the. But yes, if you look at India, the India is growing. India is more of an agricultural land, and the things are growing now. Education was something which the government has taken up, and people are now getting educated. Now the India, when I was born in 1973, and now when I look at the India, it's the India for the future, because today because of the technology, everyone is now equipped with your smartphones. Everyone is now, they know what is happening across the world. So the India has really come up, from a again, though it is called a developing nation, but I don't think so. It's quite a modern country, and today the best of brains, even in the top corporate, the Fortune 500 companies of the world, are headed by Indians. So you can look
Yeah.
at the kind of upbringing the Indians have, and the strength they have, and the brains they have. It's really growing. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, I know there's a lot of Indians here in Australia as well. We have a lot of Indians here. And, I find with Indian people often they're very hardworking. They have that hardworking ethic, and I guess, being in a country with, coming from a country with so many people, I guess it's incredibly competitive. And, probably if you don't work over there, you probably end up on the streets, right? Where you probably don't have the same kind of, government incentives that we have in Australia, where if people are unemployed, they get paid by the government.
That's true, because it's a large population to be fed, and then you really have to be competitive, and then people are really, because the government is doing a lot of things together to bring up the people, the living standard of the people. They're doing a lot of work. So I must say that India is moving in the right direction, and Indians are actually setting up a lot of examples. Look, when you look at Indians, Indians come from a rich, heritage. We've got
Mm.
something, so and there are family values there. in India when
Yes.
we look at the family values. Because I grew up in a joint family where I had my uncles and aunts and everyone together, and
Yes.
we were brought up in that family. But now, yes, the scenario is changing. From a joint family, Indians are now moving up because they are now from the villages. They've come to the urban areas and the cities and everything. So from there, we have moved from the joint family system to a nuclear family system. Yes, because we are
Mm.
also catching up with the West. Now West is catching up. Now West is now getting into the family values and everything. But Indians are now getting into the nuclear thing, and they're now catching up with the West probably. That
Oh,
is.
interesting, interesting. Well, my parents have been together 51 years this year, so
Wow.
they are from, they're from the old school generation, which I really admire that. I must say, it takes something nowadays to make a relationship last, to really, and it takes two to tango, and it takes going through all the ups and downs of, of the hardship that can come with a relationship. And too many people nowadays are just too quick to just throw it all away. It's kind of like a disposable society now, and I think morals have gone out the window a lot with a lot of cultures, which is really sad, I think, because we have a lot of really screwed up people as a result of it. From broken families, and people, they get lost. You have family members that don't speak to each other for years. I just saw a movie yesterday actually called Rams, new
Okay.
Australian movie, and it's based on some sheep farmers in Australia. These two brothers that are sheep farmers that don't talk to each other for years, and it actually takes catastrophe to happen for them to actually start communicating. And this is the thing. I think with COVID now we're in interesting times because I think people are starting to appreciate family more and appreciate their health and appreciate things that we maybe have taken for granted prior to COVID and all of
You're
that.
very right. I think COVID has brought the families together. Maybe it is also responsible for breaking few families because they were husband
Right.
wife same in the same room doing their work from home was there for everyone. But I
Mm.
think COVID has really brought the families together because people have been eating and experimenting with cooking more food and different stuff. I think
Yes.
COVID, though it's worldwide, it made the world stop. But I think, well, family-wise, it really, made the bond stronger. And
Yes.
the family values. And you're very right. Even Indians are catching up with this disease of now coming out of the relationships. So
Yes.
I call it a disease probably, because we come from a mindset that drop of a hat we can come out of a relationship. Though relationships are, every relationship is built on trust. Now the problem is
Mm.
people are not ready to listen. They're
Mm.
not ready to listen. It's more of something happens. They're more ready to respond rather than to listen. So that the patience has actually reduced.
Yes.
Probably that
Yes.
that is the main thing. People are not ready to understand compromise. Sometimes compromise is looked at a very bad word. Look at your parents, 51 years. My parents, 49 years. Next year they'll be completing their golden jubilee.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah. So I've seen. Yes, there is always a tenth in relationship. Yes, when two people are there, yes, they're bound to be indifferences. But then when there's a trust, there's a bond, you go ahead together. And that happens not in any kind of a relationship, whether that's a personal relationship or a professional relationship. There's a factor called trust, and you need to be listening. You should be doing active listen, actively listening and understanding what the other person wants, what he's saying, and try to understand
Yeah.
rather than on the judgmental side.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, they say there's 3 C's to relationships, actually. One they say is commitment. One is that some people say compromise. Someone else said it's co-creation, right? Compromise, co-creation. And the other one is communication, right? The
Yes.
3 C's of relationship. And I think communication is one of the most important things. And I think the other reason it's been such a disposable society as far as relationships go is because of online dating, the whole online dating world that's come about in the last 15 years or so. Swipe left, swipe right. It's like you can just pick one up off the shelf, and if you don't like it, just pick up another one. All of this business happening.
So
And I
it's
think,
like, so relationships have become like a commodity, right? You don't like one,
yes,
so it's like that. So I don't know how the world is going to change, but I think we're moving in a direction. We are moving we're at a fast pace. I think COVID brought some sanity into the human beings that
mm,
don't run. There'll be a
mm,
there'll be a small virus, can stop the entire world. Even the powerful nation knelt down before this small virus. So again, the people, we were jet setting, we were going from one city to another, never having time for the family, and this small virus actually told us that no, there's more to it. So
Yes. Yes, and time to let nature recover a little bit. I think the environment's been very grateful for some of us, staying home and letting the environment recover a bit, because human beings can be very treacherous to the environment. That's for sure. So I think there's definitely been a lot of positives that have come out of COVID as well. A lot of businesses have boomed in this time. All the Speakers Tribe gatherings went online, which was awesome. It was a great way for us to connect.
From a city tribe, we became a global family, isn't it?
Yes, we did. We became a global family, which is really beautiful. And, with all the Zoom calls and all the people connecting online and all the beautiful Facebook Lives, inspiring messages that people are putting out too. It's been really wonderful, having an amazing community and environment of people where they're positive. In my environment, I have so many speakers and entrepreneurs and authors in my Facebook feed and in my social media as connections, that it really helps bring your energy up when you hear so much positivity. And something I did during COVID is I launched the Global Good News Challenge to help share more gratitude and good news. I launched that in June. Every month we have different challenges. So that's something that came out because of COVID. So it's been really wonderful. Now we've got some great comments here. Hello, Hina. We've got Hina Yadav saying, awesome, Asutosh. And we've got Bindu Sangani. I hope I'm saying that right. Great to see you live, Asutosh. And then now Bindu saying, yes, the virus brought sanity in humans. Well said, Asutosh. We have some fans on the line here, Asutosh. Thank you for those lovely comments. Keep them coming. We'll be sharing the comments. Any questions you have for Asutosh as well. We are going to talk about the $1 million hello, and we're shooting the breeze on all sorts of topics in between. So now I'm curious, Asutosh, what took you from being an engineer to being an entrepreneur? What was the shift for you?
So the engineers have got that entrepreneurship in their mind, And there were some circumstances. Look, I started after finishing the B school. I started working with the automobile giant, and then something happened. There was a situation which happened that I had to leave my job, and then I had to look for something, And then entrepreneurship was by chance. It was not something which I thought, but I didn't have anything to look at, so I had to become an entrepreneur, and I learned the hard way, because I said I come from a family who are more of on the engineers and doctors, so they're mostly in the government jobs or something higher up. So not many family members are from the business side. So I had to learn. So I'm a first generation entrepreneur. So I really learned, So I really learned how entrepreneurs, because when I started on, I had this mentality of, it's a different mentality when you're an employee and when you become an employer. So it takes time to transition, to condition yourself to be, from one position to another. Because there you always looking at seeking opportunities, going ahead and drop of hat, you can, change your job. But when you're an entrepreneur, it is there. You need to be looking for opportunities to give it to your people. You have to, take care of your people, who working with you. So, So from an opportunity seeker, you become an opportunity giver. So that's what entrepreneurship is all about. And then I started with IT because I was fascinated with IT, the way IT was growing when I started in 2001. We had Infosys, Wipro, all the top names of India. And I thought maybe we're going to be one day. And then I started my journey. And it's been a roller coaster initially. And then we picked up, we work on smart card and RFID technology. And then we really picked up, we are there everywhere in India. We've got more than 5,000 implementations of various projects. And with there, we work with government, we work with defense, we work with corporate, we work with so many people. And we've been blessed. We've been blessed by God that, He's always taken care of us, the company.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. We've got Bindu says here, from city tribe to global family, thanks to the lockdown. Yes, absolutely, Bindu. Absolutely. That is definitely a bonus that has come out of the COVID fiasco. So what is it like in India? Do you have to wear masks over there? What's the lockdown conditions at the moment?
Yes, lockdown, yes. Right now, you have to be safe because I don't think in next 12 months' time, though vaccines are there in India now, the best part about India is the vaccine. It's full of vaccines now because India is the largest producer of pharmaceutical medicines. And
Oh,
we have got two top companies who've already been approved by the government, and the vaccination is just starting within a week's time in India. So all the formalities have been done. The today I heard in the newspaper that the vaccine has reached my city, Delhi, also. So they are reaching out everywhere. It's going to take a year and a half for all the citizens to get vaccinated. They're targeting about 80 crore citizens to be vaccinated in next 16 months' time. Yeah, and 30 crore is the target for this year. So let's see. India is a vast country, so I think it's going to take time. And but it's one of the biggest exercise the Indian government is actually taking through. I
mm,
just hope there's no other virus strain which comes in between.
yeah.
When I say this, India is also bracing. Few cities also bracing for against the bird flu because that's come in Delhi. The bird flu is also coming. So I don't know. So you really need to
Mm,
be safe. So you really need to be wearing mask all the time. The only time you're not wearing mask, whether you're on your probably on the virtual meetings or at your home when you're there,
yeah.
in the same places. So otherwise, you have to wear mask. And I will appeal to all my friends up there who watching this. Please wear your mask. Be safe. Your family needs you. This world needs you. You can create so much of opportunities for everyone around you. So wear this masks.
Yeah, it's
And
fascinating. We haven't been very much affected here on the Gold Coast, I must say. They had the lockdowns in Melbourne and then Sydney, and then it just came to Brisbane. We just had a 3-day lockdown just over the weekend, and they were forced to wear masks. But thankfully, I mean, on the Gold Coast, we haven't had an issue here, and people have been going around without masks, and we haven't had an issue. And I know vaccines are very controversial, and there's a lot of Australians who are not wanting to take the vaccine. And there's stories of early vaccines, the Pfizer vaccine. Some people have died apparently. Some people become very sick after having the vaccine. So there's a lot of controversy at the moment around the vaccines going out there, which is a whole other topic, and we could probably do a whole 1-hour interview just on that one. But it's a very controversial topic. But obviously, we want people to be safe. Obviously, we need to think about the community, and and there's certain rules that the government imposes, and what can we do about those rules? I guess this is the thing, is that a lot of Australians are not wanting the compulsory vaccine. There's a lot of people saying that they do not want compulsory vaccines, because everyone reacts differently to vaccines too. To give one vaccine to a whole population is, some people don't react so well. So it's going to be interesting times moving forward. Asutosh, on that one.
so whatever is good for the mankind, the government is going to take those actions because they have to break the chain. Even if one person is left, without the vaccine, he can again create the entire cycle. Look at the way New Zealand has gone by. The New Zealand is the first country in the world to be COVID free. The way they've gone, I think that's the first country to be COVID free. So all the restrictions are lifted and everything. So people should follow the rules because it's not only their health, it is the other people's health also they are risking. Maybe their family members. So you really need to follow what guidelines because government takes a lot of decision after consulting the top notch people, advisors and everything. So let's go what government says. And yes, the all the vaccines, there might be people who might have some side effects, but if you really look at the large population, so I think vaccine is something which is important.
It's interesting to see. And some people would say the government doesn't have our best interests at heart, but that's a whole other topic as well, right? Because there is a lot of corruption. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of money behind these vaccines. There's a lot of corporatization happening behind the scenes of all this health pandemic. And there's a lot of censoring of information that's happening at the moment too, which is really interesting as well. So I think we are in interesting times currently. In saying that, back to the topic of what we're talking about here today, the $1 million hello, and back to business. Some businesses have absolutely been booming since COVID, right? And, the $1 million hello, I heard you speak a little while ago, and I found it fascinating what you were saying. So can you tell us a little bit about what the $1 Million Hello is all about?
Okay. Again, when you look at people, anything in your life, how it comes from the other person, isn't it? And when two people do business, there has to be like when we talk about relationships, there has to be an element of trust.
Yes.
So any relationship, business or personal relationship, it works only on trust.
Yes.
Right? So how do you create that? So I always look at things, there is in the universe, there are opportunities all around. Some people crib about things, about situations, circumstances, but there are other people who, make the best of those circumstances and situations. COVID came for everyone, but some of the people, they say they've got bankrupt, but some of the people say they've really made a lot of money. So how do they do that? So it's an opportunity everywhere. When I look at an opportunity, I look at any person I'm meeting as $1 million opportunity, $1 million opportunity to give or to receive.
Nice.
Right?
I like that.
So every person, every other person, every second person, every person I meet is an opportunity to create great relationships, opportunity to build a strategic partnership to grow together, right? When I talk about $1 million hello, why this hello came in? Look, I was looking at what is that one common word which binds everyone together. What is that one word which we say when we meet the other person for the first time, or otherwise also? What is that one word? I found that common word was hello. Look at the way, when we connect, even on phones, what we do, what we say. We say hello.
Hello.
So hello is the most common word spoken across the world.
Yes, it is. That's true.
This is the word which connects. Imagine you receiving a call from a stranger, and that person, the first thing is going to be hello. The way that person says hello, you make a decision whether you want to speak to that person or no. Isn't it?
Yes.
Whether there is a warmth, if someone is calling you hello in the kind of, from a point of view of, anxiety or something like that, you don't want to speak to that person, whether that's a stranger or no. So, so hello is that one common word. So I started working on this hello, how this hello can create $1 million opportunity, and it is actually creating $1 million opportunity. Look at your long-term relationships. What was the first word? Look at your $1 million client. Look at your clients who've been there with you in all thick and thins. What was the first word which you said when you met them? It was probably hello. Right? So this hello can unlock $1 million opportunities for anyone, not for me only, but for anyone who can, go through this 5 process. There's a 5-step process to follow, and each alphabet of hello is powerful.
Excellent. I can't wait to hear what it stands for.
Okay, what is the first alphabet of hello? When you meet someone for the first time, what do you do?
What do you do with the first hello? You sometimes you shake their hand, shake hands. Yeah.
So, the research says it just takes the first 7 seconds to form an opinion about the other person. And you don't know if you made a wrong opinion about yourself to the other, in the eyes of other person, probably you lost that $1 million opportunity to connect with that person. So I always look at that from that point of view now, that he's got my $1 million, or I have got $1 million to give to that person probably. So you need to make that first impression count, that first 7 seconds. And when you meet, what do?
Shake hands.
We do a shake hand, right?
Yes.
When you do a shake hand, there is a warmth which is transferred, your hands. And probably that's the only one time you get to touch someone. That's for the first time, isn't it? When you do a shake hand, that's the only time you touch someone.
Yes. Well, with COVID,
a hug would follow depending on the kind of energy you've shared with that person. But when you're meeting first a person for the first time, your client or any relationship or your friend or whatever,
Yeah.
the first thing is shake hands, and your hand says everything. How you should shake your hands, because your hands transfer that energy, that warmth,
Yeah. Yes.
that security, that sincerity, that authenticity. When you shake hands, the way you shake hands, the web of your between your finger and your thumb should interlock with the web of the other person.
Mm. Mm.
Isn't it? So,
Yes.
so
Yes.
imagine, look at the hello when you shake hands. There's a warmth.
Yes.
There's an energy which gets transferred, and everyone is intuitive. The way people shake their hands, what is intending to do, isn't it? Alvin, how do you
Yes.
see it? So when you meet a person and you shake hands, your intuition tells you or no how that person would
Yes.
form an opinion, isn't it?
Oh yeah, like I can't stand the floppy handshake, the floppy, like, or the little, like, they just give you their fingers, that kind of always feels a bit weird, right? Yeah. And I
So,
mean, now with COVID, people are tapping elbows, right? So I mean, that's kind of a different feeling again. But generally speaking, most people shake hands.
so your shake hand would communicate confidence, warmth, and interest in the other person, isn't it? So that
Mm,
the way you shake hands would show whether you're interested in that person or no.
yes.
And I'm looking at, I'm talking about when you're meeting a person for the first time, where the first 7 seconds are creating an impression. And
Yes.
then, whenever you meet a person, how does it start? First, a person will know you, they will like you, and then they will trust you. And people
Yes.
only do business with people they trust, not they
Yes. They
like,
know. That's
right?
true. They know,
So the
like, and
first,
trust.
yes. So how does it begin with? It begins with a handshake, a
Yes.
proper handshake. And when you do this handshake, your sense of touch gets activated.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's a sense of touch which gets activated. So I'll tell you how your five senses also get activated with this powerful hello,
Ah,
right?
interesting. Okay.
So the first sense which get activated is your touch, the sense of touch. The feeling of skin says so many things, isn't it? And then
Mm,
when you meet the other person, how should you should always look in the eyes directly, because they say your eyes are the gateway to your soul, isn't it? People look for
yes.
authenticity. People look
Yes,
for
they
that
do.
truth. When you're meeting, Alvin, when someone is meeting you,
Yes.
you'll always be smiling and looking into the eyes, and you'll be always grazing, for the authenticity. You're looking, because you will not like a person when he's meeting you, he smiles, but he's looking over you or somewhere there. So that's the connection which is lost. You'll never trust a person who's looking over you or looking, he's not paying attention to you, isn't it? And he's not
Mm.
even smiling like a glum face and say, okay. No. So it has to be a handshake with a smile, and you have to directly look in the eyes. Because eyes, again, like I said, is the authenticity. People look for authenticity. And they say
Yes,
eyes say it all. You don't need to utter a word. The eyes say it all, isn't it? They say
yes,
eyes speak,
I do. Yes, I speak,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. So, and what happens when you look at a person with that smile, with that authenticity? Your sense of sight gets activated. That's a second
Mm.
sense which is getting activated here. The sense
Um,
of touch, then your sense of sight. So your two senses are getting activated in the first 7 seconds of you meeting the other person, isn't it?
right. Yes. I never thought of it that way, but yes. Mm.
And what do you do? So the first letter was H, second letter was E, eyes, and third letter is a very, very powerful letter. And this is a letter which we all require in our lives, and that's listening. Now, what happens is, Alvin, whenever we meet someone and someone asks you, "How are you?" What do?
Usually
You
say, good,
just want to,
thanks.
you just want to speak about yourself, because
Yes.
that's what human beings are wanting to do.
Yes, we love
This is
speaking.
how they're wired. They want
Yes,
to
we love
just talk about themselves.
we love
Oh, I'm
that.
an engineer. I'm a power connector. I've done this. I've done this. I've done this.
Yes.
So is it all about you? So
No.
what about the other person? Look at from the other person. He's also wired to talk about himself, but you're not
Yeah.
giving him a chance, isn't it? So when you
Yes.
don't give him a chance, what will happen? Do you think a connection would be established? Never.
No.
People will now, when they meet, they want to be listened to. Most of the time, what complaints do we have with the partners?
They
What is
don't
the common
listen.
complaint? They don't
They
listen.
don't listen.
Right? The actual fact is, are we listening? Are we
Mm,
actually doing listening to understand what they're talking about, or we are listening to just to respond back, just to get back?
yes.
Are we listening with the filters down, or are we listening with the filters up? That we just want to listen what we want to listen. We don't want to listen to
Mm,
the other person what he wants to communicate. You know, most of the time when I talk about $1 million hello, I'm looking at a from a professional point of view or a personal point of view of a friend. I'm not talking about family members because they're blood related, right? You don't have an option. You need to listen to them, isn't it? Your blood relationship, your mom, your wife, your boyfriend, your boyfriend. You need to listen to them, isn't it? But what about the other person, your friends or your your client? Yes, clients want to they want to talk about themselves. Yes, and you should be giving them that space to talk about themselves, because when you ask probing questions to people, they will always talk about themselves because we are wired that way. Plus, they will also talk about what they're dealing with. One of the main factors of understanding and connecting with people is to just to listen to them, what they're trying to say, what they're dealing with. People generally, when you have a communication with them, they will always talk about, most of the time they will talk about what they're dealing with. Not only that, they will also talk about the solution they're looking to. For being a connector, you need to be doing active listening, because people will talk about, because this is the way I go about creating bonds. Because in the conversation I understand what that person, where that person is coming from, what he's looking at, and what can be given to that person. And when you give that person, even without him asking, imagine the kind of trust you build with that person,
mm,
isn't it? But at the end
yes.
of the conversation, you are trying to connect or giving him some information which he didn't even ask, but it was there in the conversation. And you should do actually, all your relationships in your life, because this is a very, 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 very powerful thing. Active listening.
Mm,
Listen with your filters down. Listen with what that person is saying. Don't be in a hurry to respond back. People don't want your advice. Advice is a dime a dozen. Everyone is giving advice. We are. In fact, we want to give advice to a prime minister of a country also, that how to run the country, or maybe maybe a cricket plays how they should play, isn't it? We
yes.
want advice for everyone.
Yes. We all have an opinion.
Yeah. So, God for sake, please don't give your advice. No one requires that. They just want the active listening. So,
Yes.
I'm telling you, only, if you can actually do active listening with people around you, your relationship will alter. I'm telling you. And what you want to create is $1 million opportunity every time you listen properly. $1 million opportunity, even relationships, $1 million opportunity, isn't it? Long term, strong bonds with people is also $1 million opportunity. It's not that that person is going to give you an opportunity. Maybe someone from his network is going to introduce you. Can you give you $1 million opportunity? Isn't it?
Yes.
So you should be always listening. And how you should listen, that's another help. You should always listen with love and empathy. Because why? Because people like to be validated when they're talking. Imagine, Audrey, I'm speaking to you, right?
Mm,
And there's a camera there, but I'm looking at you. And if I
yes.
see you sitting glum, not even nodding your head, I'm going to feel that I'm not being heard, or maybe I'm not making sense. And when it feels that way, you feel hurt. You feel hurt
Mm,
that the other person is not trying to listen to you. Maybe you didn't
yeah.
make sense to him, or maybe that person doesn't like you. So, do you
Mm,
think a connection would be established with anyone who doesn't like you? You have that
no.
feeling,
No.
right? You'll stop. You'll stop. You'll not say anything,
Yes.
right? You'll pull back. There'll
Yes.
be no connection established.
Yes.
People like that nod, the smiling face which you do, and when you meet again, when you were listening, what you did, your third sense got activated, sense of hearing.
Mm.
When you do active listening, your sense of hearing gets activated. And how you should listen, that's another L called with love and empathy. You have to be in that shoes. You should be feeling those emotions. I'll tell you, when you listen with love and empathy, there is always a strong chance of connecting with that person.
Mm.
That and there, the thing started with a person liking you with your handshake and smile,
Yes.
right? Knowing you
Yes.
first, he knew you, right? And then he starts liking you. Don't you like a person who is listening to you and
Yes.
validating you, whatever you're saying without being judgmental,
Yes.
even without you making sense or no? He is there motivating you, validating you for everything.
Yes.
And we all like to be validated, isn't it?
Yes.
We all like to be loved, appreciated. And you need to appreciate that person by your nod,
Yes.
by your smile, by being
Yes.
with them. You should make that person feel as if he's the best person around. Like you're a media queen, right? So you have to make the other person feel he's the king. What we say our customer is a king. Why don't
Yes.
you treat the other person as your customer? He has got the $1 million which you require. $1 million of a relationship, $1 million of an opportunity. So we've been listening to this. Customer is the king. So treat the other person as a king and love. And when you are in front of a king, what do? You just smile and listen. You don't have an option.
Yes. Yes. And maybe feed them grapes. You probably feed them some
Yes, you have
grapes.
to make them great. Yes, yes. So on look, how many people today when we in a time when no one has got time, everyone is want to move at a fast pace. They're in a everyone wants something from the other. They're not there to give, they're there to take. And what if
Mm.
you could be that giver of your
Mm.
time, giver of your patience, his hearing. Not everyone is after your money, after your purse. No, they want a patience listening, someone who can listen to them. I've sat with billionaires, and I used to wonder why they want to have me with them. Now when I was dissecting this, hello, you cannot ask them why you want me to be there with you. I was always wondering why they wanted me to be there in their proximity. And they used to love, and they used to give me so many information and stuff and all that. Now I know what I was giving to them. That was unfiltered listening, because most of the time people around them are there to take,
Mm.
seek opportunities. How many people are there to listen to them unfiltered without asking anything? When
Mm.
people don't ask you anything, you want to do everything for them, isn't it, Alvin?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
And people who are genuinely there with you, just listening to you, what you want to say. Sometimes we just want someone to listen to us. That's it.
Yes.
You don't even sometimes want a respond. You don't want them to respond to you. Just want to vent out, to say whatever you have. And that person, and imagine if you've got that person in your life, don't you feel you are the best blessed person in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, in some coaching sessions, some people pay a lot of money just to speak, and the coach just listens the whole time. And they love it. People pay a lot of money for this.
So look at, people will start now. People will know you, like you. They will start trusting you. This
Mm.
is the way people trusting you. So, Alvin, you tell me, if you got that person in your life, a professional person, or your friend, or all that, don't you think you'll do anything for that person who just
Mm.
gives you unfiltered listening?
Yeah, absolutely.
And when
Yeah.
you have a feeling that he doesn't want anything at
Mm.
doesn't want at the back, he doesn't want
Mm.
anything. He's just giving me a
Mm.
patient listening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's something that you would think would be quite natural for human beings, yet it's one of the most challenging things to do for people is actually to listen, just be present and listen.
It is about getting out of your own head.
Mm.
Most of the time when we are having a conversation, we are we are in our own head. We are just talking, most of the time we are talking to ourselves, because that's
Yes.
the reason we most of the time, that small chatterbox is always talking,
Yes.
and he's responding. So you have to, have that chatterbox stop and listen to that
Mm.
other person. Give that other person, treat him like a human being.
Actually, there's an interesting stat on that, Asutosh, is that they say that we have up to 60,000 thoughts per day, and of those, 80% of our thoughts are negative, and 98% are the same thoughts that we had yesterday or previously. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, 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 yes.
And the other thing about listening is that we have one mouth and two ears. So
2
it would
years.
make sense that we talk half as much as we listen.
And listen with, without being judgmental.
Yes.
Most of the time we listen to respond, that's it. And that's the reason the relationship get haywire, isn't it? That's the reason for relationship breaking down,
Yes.
because we're
Yes.
there just to listen and respond. we
Yes.
don't we're
Absolutely.
not there to understand, we are there just to respond, isn't it? So when
Yeah.
you
And
do,
yeah.
yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. And people want to be right about their opinion. The thing is, everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? Everyone's entitled. Like, the whole vaccination topic, for example. There's people that are pro-vaccination and people that are anti-vaccination, and some people headbutt around that. And it's interesting that I mean, that's just one controversial topic out there at the moment. And no matter what your opinion, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I just suggest to everyone, do your own research with everything. Just do your own research and be respectful of other people's opinions. If people have done their research and they've come to that conclusion for themselves, then each to their own. You know what I mean? So when people respond, often they want to be right about their opinion, right?
So mostly, Alvin, if you really look at it, it's not people's opinion. It's about the social media opinions. It's about what
Ah,
you're reading, what you're listening to. It's not your
yes,
opinion, because you've not been there. You've not gone to the actual
yes,
site of action. You don't know what is happening. It is just the social media. It's just the
yes,
information which is flowing in our life, through which
yes.
we form our opinions.
Yes, that's right. The media that we consume, the mass media, the
Yes.
news, the social media, and we can only go by what we've researched. We don't know the whole truth and nothing but the truth, do we?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think, and these trying times, when you when you've brought up this channel called, good news. I think that,
Yes.
that is something which is required by everyone.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
attuned to listening to all the miseries in our life, and we think miserable. And why not someone like you really coming up with good news? Because now, for good news, you really have to think. Good news. For bad news, everything is for because every news is actually affecting us. And for
Yes.
good things, we really have to think. If I ask you, think about 10 good things in last 2 days which you've done, you probably would
Yes.
be thinking,
Yes. Yes. In
right?
fact, I could probably,
Because
I could say, well, I'm healthy. I woke up. I have good food. I have a roof over my head. I have good people around me. I have family. I have the beach up the road. I have, like because I'm so used to getting into gratitude, there's
yes,
lots of things. I'm grateful for the computer. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for Speakers Tribe. I'm like, getting into gratitude. There's so
yes.
many things. I'm grateful for my clothes. I'm grateful for my jewelry. I'm grateful for makeup. I'm grateful for, there's so much we can be
I'm
grateful for.
grateful for being on your channel, on a media, being interviewed by a media queen of Queensland. I think it's an honor, it's a privilege for me.
Thank you.
And it's a gratitude to the universe, isn't
Thank
it?
you. Thank you. It's a privilege to
So,
have you on, Asutosh.
and always, if you ask someone, how's been your day? They're going to come up, oh, so much of issues, pollution, traffic, this, that, government is not doing enough, vaccination, this, that, what is going to happen? So much of cold, so much of,
Yes.
and no, nothing is working out. So I actually stay away from these people. I stay away purposely
Yes.
from people who are cribbing because I don't want to be there. So, like Jim Rohn says, uh, you're an average of five people whom you spend your maximum time with.
Yes,
And
so true.
I can proudly say this tribe is that proximity which gives me the power and the positive energy to move on.
Absolutely. Speakers Tribe India rocks. And I don't know, there's a whole lot of great comments which have come through. I'm gonna show them on the screen here. We've got Suman Sirohia says great going. We've got Deepika Singh, an opportunity everywhere and all the time. Love that, Asutosh. We have Bindu Gupta, great to hear you again. Bindu Sangani says $1 million to give and receive. Awesome. I'm ready for both. Beautiful. We've got Deepika Singh, hello, $1 million opportunity. We've got, then are these people in Speakers Tribe India? We've got Bindu Gupta.
I love you guys. Yes, you get the
Awesome,
trust.
awesome. Your
They are
hello
my
is always warm.
family. They are my family. They are my energy. They are my vaccine. They're my everything. They mean
I
so
love
much to me. Because of them, it's my. I have transformed. I have transformed as a better person, and I
awesome,
owe
awesome.
them everything. I owe them everything because they've been there supporting. And this is what the tribe is all about. This is all.
This is what we're
This is
talking
all.
about.
Yeah.
And it keeps going. Bindu Gupta, your hello is always warm and full of opportunities. We have Suman Sirohia getting to touch someone for the first time. Really interesting, Asutosh. We have Suman Sirohia, Aldwyn, loving it. Yes, I am loving it. I am loving it, loving this interview. Bindu Sangani, look at that story showing your eyes are the gateway to the soul. Thank you for those lovely comments. And this is exactly what we're talking about. Look, all positive, lovely comments coming through from the tribe in India. Thank you so much for that. It just goes to show, we've got people here that are uplifting, encouraging. That's what you want, right? It's important to be conscious of the people you hang out with. Are they
Yeah.
lifting your energy up or are they bringing it down?
Yes, and Alvin, when you again, I said I always talk about that it's a mindset, and unless and until you are successful, you need to be successful to be a giver,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Only
mm.
successful people can give; others are
Yes,
takers. It's not about
yes,
money; it's about your complete character, how you authentic, sincere you are. You are, So authenticity plays a major role. Genuinity
yes.
plays a major role. It's they are building blocks to a power connector. When I talk about power connection, it is all about a characteristic of a person, whether he's authentic, he's giving. You have to be giving, because all of us are tuned for receiving and giving.
Mm,
So most of the time we are a receiving thing. We always ask, but how will the universe give? The universe will also give through you. So you need to be that conduit
mm.
which the universe can give through you. So be a giver because universe
Yes,
always echoes what you say. When you say I want to give, echoes, the universe gives you 4 times more. When you
yes, yes.
take, universe will always want to take.
Yes, yes, the law of karma, the law of reciprocity. They
Yes,
say always give more than you receive to receive more than
yes,
you give. It always comes back around. It's so true. The laws of the universe. Oberoi Sales Corporation, great going. Ashu, great to hear you. Then we've got Bindu Sangani, great going. Alden, thank you so much for your positive comments. Thank you.
so
And any
my engineering
questions?
college friend, Manoj Oberoi is my engineering college friend. Hey Manoj, good to see you here. Thank you, mate, for being here. And when I talk about the power of connection, the hello. Now, again, all four senses, the 4 steps: handshake,
Mm-hmm.
sense of touch,
Yes.
sense of sight,
Hi.
sense of hearing. And
Yes,
when you're
hearing.
in love, so often when you're in love, what do you feel? There's a different fragrance.
Yeah,
Love is
it's been
fragrance,
yeah,
isn't it?
it's been a little while for me, Asutosh. I had a false alarm recently with a love interest, and I thought I was in love, but it turns out that was a false alarm. But I must say that the few times I felt it in my life, I've had this sort of heart fluttering feeling when I'm in love. It's been like
So,
that.
when you love, there is a different fragrance, isn't it?
Yes.
Everything smells right. So there, your fourth sense get activated. When you're meeting someone like me, probably, and we getting all those four sense activated, there's a sense of love in the air because you start trusting that person.
Yes.
Trust has got that love factor.
Ah,
You cannot
yes.
trust someone if you don't love that person, isn't it?
Yes.
Love is
Yes.
not all about being physical, isn't it? Love is about
No.
being emotionally connected. And when there's a love, there's a fragrance, there's a different smell, there's a fragrance. So your fourth sense get activated, sense of smell with that love and empathy. Now, when
Ah,
you do everything, you know what is created? When you do all the four steps, O. And O
the
stands for, can you tell me, Alwyn, what's that?
orgasm. It stands for orgasm.
Orgasm. Yeah, when you love, yes, it might. You can feel orgasm when you the kind of when you have warmth, when you the kind of touch, when you look in the eyes, when you're listening to that person, you get immersed in that person. Yes, orgasm is an opportunity, isn't it?
Opportunity, yes, it is.
Orgasm and opportunity, they are bind together.
Yes, yes,
When you're in love, you'll definitely orgasm, and then there's an opportunity which you create.
yes,
Opportunity, O stands for opportunity. So what an opportunity when I do that listening properly unfiltered, there's an opportunity which is created because now people, there's love, there's a trust, and when there is a trust, people want to work with you, they want to be in relationship with you, they want to look at how they can collaborate, isn't it? And what
yes,
you need to do, you need to create that opportunity. Don't be at the receiving end, be at the giver end. For me, whenever I
yes,
meet someone, there's an opportunity to be created, opportunity of connecting that person to someone, giving him some information which is not available, or whatever resources. Because
mm,
there is a right energy which is in play. I don't do it with everyone. I don't feel
mm.
orgasmic with everyone, so there is no opportunity with everyone. So when I am, no, you've really given me a good word because people would definitely understand orgasm. Orgasm will
Yes,
only come when you're in love.
yes, yes,
Otherwise, people say fake it till you make it. So there is real authenticity here, isn't it?
yes,
Opportunity
yes.
would always be created when you don't fake it.
Yes, absolutely. And in India, you know better than ever because you have the Kama Sutra there. So you can actually have the opportunity of orgasm without actually having the physical, without actually physically connecting. You can have that spiritual connection, right? And opportunity without actually even touching bodies, even, right? You could do it through breath and you can do it through connection in other ways through Kama Sutra, right?
Tantric, something called
Tantric,
tantric.
that's right. Like a tantric. Apparently, I mean, not that I've done much myself or anything. I've sort of investigated a little bit, but
So imagine this starting with a hello.
yes, all starts with hello.
It all starts with hello, the powerful hello, the warmth, the eyes, authenticity. You listen to that the other person like he's talking about some music, isn't it? And
Yes,
listening with love and empathy will land you in an orgasm without,
yes,
and that's the only time of contact you've done. So when when a person orgasms with you, when an opportunity is created, look at the kind of relationship you're going to create with that person professionally
yes,
also. The person would be ready to be with you all the time, your clients.
yes,
Even your clients need to orgasm because there's a trust, there's a love, there is
yes,
authenticity. So this is what an opportunity. And when you create an opportunity, what is there? Sense of taste, isn't it?
yes.
Opportunity has got a taste of
It has a
success,
taste. Yes,
right?
yes,
So what do you create? An opportunity which is oneness, which is
yes,
opportunity. So, if I look at from your point of view, the term you've given orgasm, when you do orgasm, when you're orgasmic, this is oneness. There is
yes.
a taste, right?
Mm,
Taste
mm,
of success, of reaching there.
mm.
Because you're not taking it, you're making it. So look
Yes,
at that powerful hello from that first 7 seconds when you've shaken the hands to creating an opportunity, don't you feel there's $1 million opportunity there all the time,
Mm,
every time with you?
mm,
And if you're missing that person, if you're missing meeting that person, you've lost an opportunity. You lost an orgasm.
mm.
Would you like to miss that at any point of time in your life? Tell me, Alvin. So tell me, would you like to miss the other person? You never know.
Well, that's right. You don't, and some people go their whole lives and miss this opportunity. Some people go their whole lives and never orgasm. It's like, it's something that we all strive for, that heightened experience of life, whether it's through a physical orgasm or spiritual, emotional, through using all the senses. That heightened experience is what we strive for, I believe, as human beings. We all want love, right?
And that is what, that is what today you've given a different meaning to me, because thank you with this conversation from simple hello to it being, again, yeah, we looking at the orgasmic opportunity, why not? And orgasm
Yeah.
is oneness, and this hello creates a oneness. So I think, all the, people who are there, start looking at this as an opportunity. This hello is a powerful
Mm,
word. Not
mm.
only it can create that orgasm, that oneness for you in your life, professionally with your people, it will alter your relationship with people.
Mm,
It will
mm,
alter that relationship forever.
I love that. I love that. And while, we've had a little bit of a laugh here, Regina Raj has had a bit of a laugh with us here on the orgasm. I mean, I get a little bit cheeky sometimes. However, there's actually a very, important point here about, people generally strive to have orgasms, as much as possible. They just don't talk about it a lot, right? And so we're being authentic. We're being authentic here. Most people think about sex or love, or, most people want that love and connection. And a heightened experience of orgasm is that oneness, right? Is that spiritual oneness, that connection that is actually beyond the senses. It's beyond the human senses, isn't it? We're going to third eye, we're going to super
Yes,
consciousness, which is all possible when you listen as well, right? In the human experience.
yes. So,
Uh,
so, so imagine now you're looking at hello from a different angle altogether. This
yes, yes,
hello has got the power to alter your life, alter
absolutely, Tom.
everything which you know.
Yeah,
Just be a
absolutely.
good listener. And all your five senses, imagine, again, like you talk about orgasm. When you're orgasm, all your five senses get activated, isn't it?
Mm,
And what is
with a
hello?
really good, with a good
What is
orgasm, yeah,
hello?
you get.
Orgasm. So no, the orgasm is not about only about physical thing. It's about the mental state. Orgasm is always about the
Yes,
mental state. There's a
yes,
feeling of fulfillment,
fulfillment.
the
Yes,
feeling of being loved, for being cared, isn't it? That
yes,
moment, that particular moment, isn't it?
yes,
So what we are trying to
yes,
create with this hello, that moment of ecstasy, that moment of oneness. And when you
yes.
create that, I don't know what we can do. There's an opportunity everywhere in the universe. We
Yeah,
never
this is,
think about this opportunity. So I think hello, today hello has got orgasmic power. I think I can
yes,
connect with that because both of them are relatable and they're connected.
yes, yes. And the beauty of oneness is that you
Yeah.
can meditate, you can be on your own, in fact, and you can meditate and you can connect with the oneness that's out
Yeah.
there as well, right? So
So
turning
imagine
in,
how. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, so turning inwards, so listening to your inner voice to connect with the, with the God energy that's all around us and within us, that is a whole other level of oneness, right? That's a whole other dimension.
So this is what hello does. Like I said, listen from inside, not from here.
Yes,
And when you listen, there's always a bigger opportunity, bigger orgasm created in your life, that feeling of fulfillment, that feeling of satisfaction, because you've
mm,
created that bond for life.
yes,
So imagine from now on, if you're not meeting people with right hello, what you're missing. You're missing that orgasm. You're missing that
yes,
opportunity. I don't know how you want to. So I think, guys, my humble request, look at these 5 steps which actually activate all your five senses, can take it to a whole different level. Only be of service. Always think about giving, not about receiving. Universe will give you anyways through some channel or the other. But be
Mm.
that conduit of the universe to be a giver of love, giver of that, resource to the other person. Look, information is not your own. Information doesn't belong to you. That's whole the universe. So don't hold on. Give it. Whenever I get an opportunity from somewhere, I'm the first person. I look for people whom I can give it to. And
Yeah.
opportunities multiply. By giving, it multiplies. It
Yes.
doesn't
It's
get divided or subtracted. It gets multiplied. Like
mm,
happiness, when you give happiness,
mm,
it multiplies. When generosity, it multiplies.
yes.
Hello multiplies.
Yes.
Be
Beautiful.
in the space of being this hello.
I love
So can
that.
I now now say unlock the $1 million or orgasmic hello?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And people need to laugh more in general anyway. So, if they have a little laugh from the word orgasm, well, that's fantastic because that also helps to light you up and helps you breathe deeper and is very good for you to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine, they say. So it's important to also have fun with this, right?
No, and orgasm, they say they lighten you up, isn't it? They give you a different level of fulfillment, isn't it? So,
Yes.
hello gives you that fulfillment. What I am talking about is hello gives you that fulfillment
Yes.
completely. So, Alvin, I think today, from now on, whenever you're meeting someone, you know how powerful this hello is going to be.
Oh yes, the minute I say hello, I'll be thinking orgasms, Asutosh. I'll be thinking opportunity. I'll be thinking oneness. I'll be thinking a whole other level of awareness.
So my one piece of advice
Yes.
that time, don't say Ashutosh. Think about that
Okay.
person. Be with that person, right? Be with that person. You need to be with that person. Not, don't think from your head, think from your heart.
Good tip. Good tip. Thank you for that. Yes, I'm sure I would have blundered on that one at some point. Oh, I love it. Asutosh is so great. Now, Bindu says opportunities has a taste of success and oneness. Powerful message. Asutosh, thank you. Yes, lovely there, Bindu. Very nice. Hello, and Bindu says hello multiplies. Yes, absolutely. Hello. And there's a great saying that says there's no greater purpose than being of service.
Yes, yes,
Isn't that beautiful? And connecting and listening, really being present, and I think this comes down to also being good with yourself, being at one with yourself, because they say hurt people, Asutosh.
yes.
Hurt people. So if you love yourself, if you're coming from a loving, unconditional loving space where there's no right, no wrong, you're just being with someone with that hello. From the moment you say hello, you're really being with them and really actively listening, as you say. There's so much power in that. There's the power of now, as Eckhart Tolle says, right? The
Power of
power of
love.
now.
And in fact, when you said, with this power of hello, these are the five bestsellers we have created in the drive in the lockdown.
Wow,
So
amazing.
more than 100 people, more than 100 best-selling authors we have today. So I'm very proud that this hello, the sense of giving, sense of creating value for the tribe, which comes from the tribe, the energy comes from the tribe, we were able to deliver these books. And
Amazing.
you know what? Not only that this has got the power of hello. I'll tell you why. Because with this book, I've become immortal with the other authors. With
Beautiful.
it, you become immortal, and when you have your
Mm,
name with the other authors across the globe, it's a relationship for life.
You've created
Every time,
oneness in the book
yes,
together. You've got a
book
oneness
together.
package.
Yes, oneness package. And thanks to the tribe, thanks to the energy which they've given, thanks to their always giving in nature, thanks to, they standing up for each other, standing for the values they bring in, is enormous. I cannot tell you, I cannot, I've been, fortunate. I've been really blessed to have this tribe. I'm telling you, because
Yes.
this tribe has really altered me, and it has got the power to alter everyone's life. I just request one thing: just be a giver. Just be
Yes.
a giver, and use this powerful tool called Hello, and look at everything transforming in your life. Nothing can stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. Jim Brown also said, if you help people to achieve their goals and desires, you'll always get what your goals and desires are.
Yes, I
Always
love that.
help people to achieve their goals and desires.
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely love that. And Bindu says here, Aldwyn, thanks for reminding there's no greater purpose than to serve others. Absolutely. And it always comes back, always look at being of service, of how you can, reach out and help others. There have been more suicides now since COVID. Something I'm really passionate about is helping to combat suicides, depression, anxiety through more good news and gratitude. And, I think this is a great example, today's interview, Asutosh, from opposite sides of the world, a great example of a fantastic hello, of a oneness coming together, collaborating, sharing gratitude, sharing good news. I love your hello example, absolutely love it. And it's something that will definitely stick with me, and something that I will remember next time I go to shake someone's hand. I will be thinking of you, Asutosh, and I will be thinking, don't say Asutosh, right? Get out of my head. So it really is, it's been wonderful to connect with you, and I look forward to being in the next book you're putting out, which we've got that coming up very soon. Can we
So
reveal a little bit?
I'm so happy to have you as a co-author in the book called Undefeated. So it's going to be a powerful book which we're going to be launched in the end of February. It's going to be great to be with you and become immortal with you.
Yay, can't wait, we're creating a baby together, Asutosh.
Yes, yes,
so, to,
yes, yes,
so to speak. With the book, of course.
yes. Book.
Okay.
No, book is a baby. Book is a baby. Yes,
It
why
is.
not?
It's a baby, absolutely. So once you say the hello and you get the orgasms and the oneness, then you create the result.
Then you create, then you create, then you create, then you knock, create opportunities. Super,
You're,
super, super.
you're creating a whole family there of books there, of baby, a whole lot of babies you've got there in the.
India's got the maximum number of baby born in the month of January,
Really
thanks to the lockdown.
amazing. Really, that's amazing.
Baby boom in India.
That's amazing. Well, it's
We are
actually
number one in producing those babies.
amazing. Well, it's actually my birthday and my father's birthday in 4 days' time on the 16th of January. I'm turning 47. My dad's turning 83. We share the same birthday. So I'm not sure
Hey,
what happened way back in the day. There wasn't any COVID back there, but it's interesting that we're January babies as well. So
Alvin,
fascinating.
we are the same age.
Sorry, I missed that.
We are the same age.
Oh, are we the same age? Really?
Yeah,
When's your birthday?
10th March.
10th of March. My mum is the 3rd of March. You're a Pisces. Ah, I like
Okay, we've got
Pisces.
so much in common now.
My dad's Capricorn, my mum's Pisces. There we go, 51 years. I like Pisces. I get along with Pisces. Well, I get along with all signs, but there's water and earth is very good together if you know much about star signs. And of course, there's a lot more to people than star signs. But I do
So
find
we
it.
got to to hang on to. So
It's wonderful, Asutosh. It's been so great chatting with you. I could chat with you for another hour easily. However, we have, gone over an hour. So how can people connect with you, Asutosh? How can they get a copy of one of those books? Where can they
So
reach you?
everything, we can share this on the LinkedIn. I can
Yes,
share the links of all the books which are there.
yes,
They're Amazon bestsellers. All the
yes,
books are available in print copy also. So you can
yes.
order, you can go online, you can order, you can connect with me at on my LinkedIn profile. The name is same, Asutosh Kant. If you put in this name in LinkedIn, Asutosh Kant, because it's a very unique name. So you put this name and you're going to get me. Be your hello mate to
Ah,
connect.
Be Your Hello Mate Connect. Beautiful. Fantastic, Asutosh. Wonderful. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. All the wonderful comments coming in from all the Speakers Tribe India community. Thank you so much for joining us. If you've got any comments, questions, what have you got out of this interview today? I'd love to hear from you in the chat. What is something that you've learnt from today, from our 1 hour together? Hopefully you've learnt a bit about biology and how the body works. How we work as human beings.
I think there's a hello which has worked for you. You should really put in the chat box, because that will be the start of communicating between us. Why not? That's the first step.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Love you to share that. Now, in Australia, there's different versions of hello. They say g'day and hey, mate. And, there's all sorts of different sort of versions of hello. However, hello, I would say, is the most common. Hello or hi. Hello. I love the whole hello analogy. Hello, hello.
No, hi will not give you that hi. Hi will not give you that hi. Hi will not give you hi, but hello will give you that hi.
Yes. It just goes to show sometimes you have to go that extra mile, right?
You have to go extra mile. That's what I'm known for, that I go extra mile with my friends. So, guys, can we have some good sugar cubes for our media queen? Can we have that? A lot of sugar cubes for her. She's been amazing.
Yeah, sugar cubes would be wonderful. And for those who don't know what sugar cubes are, this is something that Speakers Institute does and in Speakers Tribe.
Yes. Like you talk about good news. So these are good comments.
Comments, yes. Some happy comments. And what have you got out of today's interview? What are some things that you've learned from today? What are you going to take away from today? I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, Asutosh. And congratulations on all the wonderful books that you've put out just since lockdown. Amazing. And for the phenomenal Speakers Tribe India community that you've created. I was so blown away by the 3-hour meeting that I spoke at Christmas time. I was so blown away. I stayed right till the end, and all the beautiful card readings that were happening at the end, and everyone felt so welcomed, and I really felt part of the family. It was wonderful. It was so heartwarming for me to come to Speakers Tribe India and to feel that connection, which with you as a leader, Asutosh, I would say that you have had something to do with that.
It's the energy of the tribe. I just reflect what I get. So it's the energy of the tribe which I get, and the energy, love, respect, what I get, and this is what I reflect back. And now you're a part of family. Welcome. You're part of the family. We love you being there with us. And let's do a hello.
Hello.
Guys, come on, let's do a hello.
Hello, I'm trying to sort of grab your hand.
Come back.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Asutosh. So wonderful. And of course, you are all so welcome in Australia as well. Speakers Tribe India, we love you in Australia. And I'm speaking on behalf of Speakers Tribe Queensland and of all of Speakers Tribe in Australia and all the other Speakers Tribe. We are one big global family, and so honoured and privileged to be part of this family. And thank you so much, Bindu. Aldwyn says, you're just lovely. I've seen you speak at the Christmas India Tribe. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh, thank you, Bindu. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really feel very, very much at home with Speakers Tribe India and can't wait to get back to another one. So when is your next meeting, actually, Asutosh?
30th of January.
30th of January. Okay, coming up soon.
So, Aldwyn, what we are planning now is from this year, I want to create something new in terms of getting all the 2 speakers or 1 speaker from all the tribes together, and now coming on India Tribe and speaking, because we all have city tribes where we are doing that. Now is the time to learn from our international global friends so that they can come and we can also share what we want to share. And from this time, I will be requesting all the tribe leaders to nominate 1 tribe member from their tribe for India Tribe, so that they can do a 6-minute or 12-minute keynote. So it's now a time to go completely all out global and say hello to the world together.
I love it. Fantastic. Well, we've actually got a meeting tomorrow with Speakers Tribe Queensland, and anyone interested, we're looking for more leaders in Speakers Tribe Queensland. We have a Zoom meeting tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. myself and Melissa Groom and Grace Harris. There's a few of us getting on there. So anyone interested, please PM me. I'll get you the Zoom link for that, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll bring that to the...
Aldwyn, put that link in the India Tribe, or you can send it to me.
Okay,
So Bindu is asking you, she was an MC. She was an amazing MC for the Christmas. She's asking. Yes.
Yes, I do remember you, Bindu. Thank you. Yes, you did a great job as MC, Bindu.
So Bindu, I fondly call, because she's got some framework called, very powerful framework called BIBO. That's bitter in, butter out. Or butter in, bitter out, something, butter in, bitter out. So she's doing that framework. She's got that powerful framework. And she's someone who really steps up all the time. Whenever you ask who wants to volunteer, she would be one of the first people to step up. Thank you, Bindu, for being there. You really make a lot of difference to the tribe with your presence. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bindu. That sounds amazing too. Absolutely. I will get the Zoom link, and Melissa Groom sending the Zoom link out. So I'll get that Zoom link, and I'll make sure you get that tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. So it's now 11:30 p.m. almost Queensland time. So 6:30 p.m. our time tomorrow, which however many hours that is from now. So it's so 12 plus 7 is about 19 hours, I think, from now, roughly. So that would be wonderful for if someone from Speakers Tribe India, or you're welcome to come along and say what you'd like to say. Bindu says thank you, Aldwyn. Thank you so much, Bindu. Thank you. Love Speakers Tribe India. You guys rock. And it's been an absolute pleasure once again, Asutosh. Any final words from you before we wrap up?
Just be a giver in your life. Just because treat the other person at the other side as a human being. He also he would, give him that love, that respect, which you want for yourself. Give him that appreciation. Our DNA, looks for, as humans, we look for appreciation. We want to be appreciated and loved. Give that to the other person, and you will get in many folds. Don't expect from that other person, but you will get that from the universe. Manifold, trust me. And unlock the power of orgasmic hello. Never forget that. The 5-step.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love too, Bindu. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Aldwyn. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to be here, to be speaking to you, and thank you for investing your time with me. Thank you so much. A lot of gratitude to you. And there's a namaste from India, and we join our hands and bow our heads. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Asutosh. And I'm so grateful for you, for your time and for sharing your expertise and wisdom with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'm grateful to India for yoga. I tell you what, I do a lot of yoga and I love it. And people love yoga in Australia. It is just taking off. And I'm so grateful to India for yoga as well. For all
and
of
we're
India.
looking forward for your maiden trip to India. We're looking forward to host you in India as as a guest, as a visitor, and we're going to take you around India.
Oh, thank you, and vice versa. We love to welcome you here in Australia as well. So you're more than welcome here. We have a beautiful group of people here. We'd love to host you as well. So
we just send our cricket team to Australia. Treat them well. Let them win the next test match.
Yeah.
and don't pull the leg. They're people.
Nothing like some healthy competition. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. And people can connect with, so obviously look Asutosh Kant up, look him up on LinkedIn, check out for the books. We'll put the links there for the books if you'd like to purchase those.
Yeah.
Also, I have my Mass Media Tribe meetup on in 2 days' time. I do a 2-hour free event on Zoom, and we have a topic called Turbocharge Your Life in 2021, which you're welcome to come to as well. We have guest speaker Foxy Eloise. I'm going to do a segment on how to get free publicity. Everyone gets to introduce themselves, and we have giveaways at the end. So that's Mass Media Tribe. We're on Meetup and we're on Facebook. And also my banner image on my profile, if you click in there, you'll see the link to join us on the 14th of January. Our next Global Good News Challenge is in February 1 to 5. We have a 5-day challenge coming up. And also I have a free Publicity Secrets full-day event coming up on January 23, and that will be 9 to 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I know a few people couldn't make the last one on the weekend, which went really well. So the next one, we're expecting a lot more people to come along January 23, 9 till 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So there's just a few things coming up. So make sure you follow us both and connect, and let us know your sugar cubes, what you got from today. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone who's joined. Thank you once again, Asutosh. Lots of love to you all. Here's to an awesome year ahead, regardless of what's going on out there, the things you cannot control. There are certain things you can control, and that is your hello, and that is your sense of love and gratitude for yourself and others. So here is you lifting your own vibration and lifting the vibration of those around you. And as Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world.
Yes.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lots of love. See you soon.